stuff, it won't heal right, is what they're telling me. So I kind of took up walking, best as I could, because I don't want to tear up anything else. I'm just trying to, walk as much as I can on it, and, because I don't want to just say I give up on it. And it's good therapy for me to keep pushing,
Yeah, well, it's good therapy to just be moving and active.
Yeah.
Correct. Because it's like, I've never been able to sit still long, so it's kind of like life's too short. So get out and if it tears your body up, that's what your body's for, I guess.
You know what? I actually have a great quote about that. It's Jack LaLanne. You remember Jack LaLanne?
Yeah.
So he had this one. He said, "It's better to wear out than it is to rust out." Just the whole fact that you should just keep going. Daily movement, daily activity. Just keep going, even if it wears you down and you fall apart eventually one day. But it's better than just sitting around and rusting.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
man.
believe that, 100%.
I was just looking through your Instagram. You got some good quotes on here, man. I like it.
I try to do that, just make sure everybody's getting motivated.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's good. You've overcome a lot of stuff, man. I think you're an inspiration. Great to have you.
Thank you, guys.
I think
Sure.
one of the coolest things is you had your daughter. That's amazing. But what is your family life like now?
It is really good. My daughter moved, her husband, she's married, she moved to Virginia, Norfolk, and her husband's in the Navy. And so I try to go see them as much as I can. Actually, got a trip planned to go see them pretty soon.
Cool.
And we usually just try to spend a lot of time with her. My wife's sister, she lives in San Diego, and so we try to go there as often as we can.
I love San Diego, yeah.
And she has her mother and them live in Charlotte, North Carolina, so we try to go visit them. Just trying to spend time with all of them since they're all on different coasts, a lot of traveling.
It's great, man. It's good for the soul, especially
like I told my wife, Shannon, I told her my health might not be good enough to travel later in life, so let's go do it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Any chance, get out and go do, enjoy the world.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And what complications are you still experiencing now? Like, I know about your knee and stuff like that, but do you still have to go into surgeries and stuff?
Yeah, actually, like the hernia on the Indiana pouch, it's kind of pushing out. So I'm going to have to. I was just like, you're trying to, you want to have like a year or so of normalcy. So I'm not, I should go do it now, but I don't want to. I want to enjoy life a little bit more before I go do it again. Because it'll probably keep you down, get 6 months maybe. That I'm having that. You get a lot of infections with the Indiana pouch, because you're basically casting, basically kind of an openness. You can wear gloves or whatever, but you're still going to catch germs, I'm sure. So I'm always on antibiotics and stuff like that to fight that off. And so I'm always end up having to go to the hospital sometime. Or if you have an Indiana pouch or Exstrophy of the bladder is what the original name of what I had when I was born. It's called Exstrophy of the bladder. You're born with that, like you don't keep your potassium well. You lose your potassium. I've been down to 1.9 potassium before, where I can't move nothing. You can't move your head. You're like paralyzed.
Crazy.
It's cool to hear about what you're doing to compensate for your disease, and it's amazing how you can teach those things to other people when you've gone through that sort of thing. So what are you doing to help other people? I know you said you're volunteering in the hospital and stuff.
Yeah, well, for all they actually shut down. We had that children's hospital here, Sutton, and I used to go up there before they shut it down. And I was, the sick kids, because I was a sick kid, of course, and I would go up there and spend time with them and get to know them, and then I would tell them my story.
Yeah.
And then they tell me their story, kind of let them tell me, because I've been in their shoes before. And some of them had cancer and way worse stuff than I had, But, I guess it felt good to know, for them to know that I was a
you
kid.
went through something too.
And I overcame it, and I always try to cheer them on,
Yeah.
I still got a soft spot for kids anyway.
For sure, man.
If I see them at the store, I stop and I'm like, keep that smile on your face or something like that, Don't give up.
That's great, man. You're a great influence. And giving back is like one of the best ways to help you feel better with what you're going through when you give back. I mean, service is just amazing for that.
I mean, I think that's why, I always wondered why God kept me, I was like, maybe that was it.
That's great.
Because I could have went 3 or 4 times, and he kept me here for a reason. Maybe that's my reason.
You can help other people through it.
That's it.
Yeah, man. That's what we call an iron will right there, man.
Oh, yeah.
We should ring a bell. We should ring a bell every time there's an iron will. We should
ding,
ding, ding, ding.
Well,
another iron will.
This bell would have rung before, yeah.
Right when we started.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's great.
I know I've seen both of y'all on y'all social media. Y'all like motivate me too. I'm like, wow, just what y'all do is amazing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was just gonna ask you that. I'm like, you're so motivating to other people and influential, and you inspire other people. What motivates and inspires you?
Just seeing other people push themselves. Like of course y'all, and then I love listening to Jocko. Of course, I know Shane Jocko, and like Marcus Luttrell, Jason Redmond. Have you ever heard of Jason Redmond?
I haven't. Is he local? Well, yeah, I don't think I've heard him.
He's a Navy SEAL too, and he's a really motivational guy.
That's cool.
I like listening to that. I really like Marcus's. He has a lot of positive comments on his. Mm-hmm. If you have ever seen it, I mean, he's got a lot of positive stuff. Wake up, let's push yourself, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I like.
That's great.
And he's been through so much. Like it's crazy how much he's been through.
I know they've been through so much, and they always want to help people. And
I think that's what happens when you go through something hard. You want to help people get through situations similar to yours, or not even similar, but like just hard situations.
Right. That's like I told somebody the other day. I was like, you don't even have to go through something as hard as we've been through, but if you can just pick up a little grain of, something positive out of one person, if they can change their day, is the way I see it, if you can just pick up that one grain and keep pushing forward, you're going to make somebody's day, I think.
For sure.
Well, I think every person is going through like a hard time. And so I think everyone can learn if they open their mind to it from other people's struggles.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be the same thing. I mean, it could be mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, social, environmental. There's things that all of us have to go through. And you never know how hard it could be really for somebody. And that's why we're here sharing the messages and helping people. And while you're on here, and I mean, yeah, we're all doing good, man.
Yeah,
This is good stuff.
That's I think the platform is going to go, do really well, because, I mean, I think people should hear it and should listen, because you're going to pick up something from it, from every story.
Well, that's what we're hoping for. Mm-hmm. We're hoping that people can get something out of these stories and learn from them and make themselves grow from them.
Yeah. So what does success look like for you? Everybody has a different kind of, what success is, and you could be successful in different arenas, different areas in life. But what does it look like for you?
Me, I just want to, keep motivating people, and I want to keep pushing myself more, to not just the working out and the walking and stuff like that, but just make it a more of a like my motivational page or whatever. Sure. Make it a little bit broader, stuff like that. That's something I want to be more successful at.
We didn't even ask you this question, but I'm curious now. What did you do for a job?
I worked in the oil field as soon as I got out of school, and then I got really, really sick, and my uncle was working at, because we have a casino down here in Louisiana now, and he asked me, would you want to come here so you didn't have to tear your body up in the oil field? So I did the oil field for like 10 to 15 years. And then I went to the casino and worked there for probably another 15 years. And then I got so sick, it was kind of like I had the Indiana pouch in, and I was catching an infection all the time. And so that's kind of, they were telling me, you just need to go on and kind of take an early retirement, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what I did.
I'm actually surprised that you worked that long with everything
Well,
you've gone
in
through.
an oil field, especially.
Yeah,
That's
real.
hard work.
It is.
I was always, I always wanted to pick out the hardest stuff too, because when I went to the casino, I was over guest service. So I was just like a supervisor, and I was doing the valet and the bell, front of the house stuff. So I was always on the run, making sure everybody else was doing right, and keeping the flow going. With I just like to always be moving. So that was my main thing.
So I want to hear more about your family. I want to ask you, what is something that you love to do with your family? We
actually just love to have barbecues, and crawfish boils. Of course, down here in Louisiana, we have a lot of crawfish boils. And then going to the lake. My parents have a lake house, and so we go to the lake house, quite often. Mm-hmm. That's mostly what we like to do, is go down there and spend time together fishing and spending time together and cooking it out. That's mostly our traveling, of course, but that's mostly our, most of our time is spent doing that.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, that sounds really fun.
I wish I had a lake house.
Yeah, John just actually went to a lake house. Yeah,
we did. We did. My wife's grandparents owned a condo on a lake. We went up there and stayed. It's really fun, really beautiful. Northern Utah. It was super cold, still in May, but it was good. We still got in the freezing cold ice water and tried to polar bear it.
If y'all come down here, y'all can come down south and get to see the alligators, and
I would love to. Yeah,
see, that's like totally different environment, man.
Yeah.
I've never been to the south.
So y'all come to them. Well, I'll go hang out at the lake house.
Yeah, dude, that'd be great. So do you feel like having this disease throughout your life and going through all this, do you feel like it's made you a more compassionate person?
I think it has to, because you've been through so much, and anything that somebody else is going through, you've got to feel what they're going through, because you've basically been through either worse or as much as they have, and so you have to feel a little sympathy for everybody, I think that's the way I had so much compassion and people towards me. I feel like I need to reciprocate it.
That's great.
Pay forward.
Yep.
So I was gonna ask you what gives you strength, but it sounds like that's it. Yeah, just helping people and being there for others in their times of distress and need.
And of course, my family is a big strength to me. Because they've always, my mom, dad, my daughter, my wife. Even when I'm in the hospital, they're all there. Or if my daughter's in Virginia, she's calling every 5 minutes. So I have my own little cheerleading section all the time.
Yeah, it seems like you got some good people around you, man.
Oh, yeah.
Some people, some good support. I think that's
definitely
great.
They're my blessing.
I've been thinking this whole time we're talking to you, and you could have easily, and there are some people that have done this, easily just given up and been bitter your whole life and decided, my life sucks. I hate this. You could have turned into a really bitter person, but you didn't. It's like there's something there that you have that just you rised above what you were given, and you just
you had to grow up with that like mentality.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that's been ingrained into your psyche.
Yeah, man.
I always thought my mom and dad, because I remember my dad told me the story, I guess a couple of weeks ago. He was telling me that my grandfather had, when I was first home for the first day or so, and my grandfather picked me up and said, "That poor baby." And my dad was like, "That's not the way we're going to raise him." He's like, "I want you to treat him normal." And and ever since then, everybody in the family treated me normal. And so I was always like, yeah, I had it rough, but in my mind, I was like, this is normal to me.
Yeah. Dude, your dad, we're going to give tons of props to that guy, man. That
for sure.
That's awesome right there.
That's what he I remember him telling me that the other day, because he said he was telling me how proud of me the way I've turned out. And he was like, he told me that, and I said, well, thank you to y'all, because that's the way y'all raised me.
Well, that's awesome. So you want to tell everybody out there, what's your, how do people connect with you?